Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ilona. I was just looking to see if I was recording or not. My name is Ilona. I'm also known as Chikara Transformations. I'm an online health and fitness coach and I'm also a bodybuilder. If you're curious to see what my journey to the stage is like, then be sure to check it out. At the time of filming this, I am 16 weeks out from a bodybuilding competition that I will be doing in Portugal, the Amateur Olympia. So yeah, if you're curious to see what goes into that, then check it out. I have a vlog channel where I record everything and I upload shorts as well. So sometimes on here I'll upload shorts of full days of eating or posing or whatever. So if you're curious to see that, then check it out. Additionally, if you want to be part of my 8-week transformation program called the Phoenixrising, or if you want to inquire about one-to-one coaching and my availability, then again email me. The email for that's in the description, and I'll send you out some information because sometimes there's limited spaces, and with the one-to-one coaching there is some requirements of like where I want you to be in terms of your level of experience, etc. So besides that point, today we're going to be looking at some fat acceptance TikToks by Jordan Allen Hall. She's been featured heavily on the farms lately. So I figured let's take a look. And then I looked at her TikTok and I could see that there is a lot of, yeah, it looks like there's a lot of interesting things for me to comment on. She was featured in some ad by like, I don't know, like Nike or Benetton or something like that. Or some shoes ad, I'm not really sure, but basically some clothing ad, and she just looked really uncomfortable with her like tiny feet and her big legs. So now there's cat hairs everywhere. Anyway, let me move over. We'll get into it. It's very early here. I didn't sleep well, or I slept okay. I woke up really early and then I couldn't sleep again because all my animals decided that I wasn't allowed to have any space in my own bed last night. Like normally they let me have space, but tonight they didn't. You said that I'm really unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused and flourishing. What I find really interesting when people do a lot of these sort of videos to clap back at the haters, it's like, you clearly are bothered, right? Because why would you otherwise address it? That's like, whenever somebody says that I look masculine or that I look manly or whatever it is, that I feel the need to prove how feminine I am with like sexy pictures or something like that, or like how feminine my body is. It's like, if somebody feels a certain way or thinks a certain thing, then, and you disagree with it, if you're comfortable with yourself, then like, why do you feel the need to prove them wrong? I don't know, it's weird to me.
Okay, put a finger down challenge. So put a finger down.
I don't know if she, like, I'm fairly sure she identifies as female or as a she, but the mustache though. Obviously, this is a side effect from poor nutrition and obesity because it messes with your hormones. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't sometimes have to shave. I do. I'm getting older. It's normal that sometimes you get a bit of hair, but to let it grow, I don't know. It's a look anyway.
If you really, really love running, running is like one of your favorite activities. You do it like almost every single day. But one day, like 2 weeks ago, you decided to go for a bike ride instead. And that was a stupid decision because on the bike ride you fell and broke your hip in half, even though you're only 26, and that's really fucking crazy. So your hip was broken in half.
What is she talking about?
You had to get surgery, and it's actually kind of ironic because now you can't even go running anymore, but you actually just released a song called Running Out, and it's a bummer because now you can't run for like a year or so. It didn't happen to me, obviously. It happened to one of my best friends, so you should go stream his song, Running Out. So folks are often asking for recommendations on my page.
I mean, is she doing this mustache on purpose? I guess she is. Like, good to you if you want to have a mustache, but I don't know.
Page of if the clothes you're designing.
Come on in. There are models. They are models for something. They work for the body they have, and because of that, clothes will always look better on thin people. If the clothes you're designing only looks good on a size 2.
Designing only look good on a size 2, or you are only comfortable showing them on a size 2, you're bad at your job. Clothes.
Are you though? I don't think so. I think to design clothes that suit all the different body types is actually quite hard. It's for this. Cat ASMR? it's to design clothes for an average body type is a lot easier. And technically, maybe what she's saying, she's right. Technically, if you can design clothes to fit a body like hers, which is even for obesity standards, it's the thing is with obesity is like everybody that's obese, they have different. Okay, people have different body types, right? So some people have big legs, some people have big bellies, some people have big boobs, some people have no bum, some people have big bums. So to design an outfit to fit all of the different obese body types is hard. Whereas if you're an average normal size, yeah, obviously some people have bigger bums than others, and some people have bigger legs than others. But in general, you're kind of like a similar sort of shape. So technically, she's right in what she's saying, that if you can design clothes that look good on her, you're very good at your job. Hello? Do you agree with me? Because it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. But also, like, why would you design an outfit to fit somebody like her when her body shape and her size is very unique, and there's not many people out there like her? In terms of finances and business, it doesn't make sense. You're going to sell maybe say 1,000 outfits at a size 2, where you might sell one at her size, but she's not willing to pay the price for it though, because she's going to feel like that the price should be the same, because it's unfair that they get charged premiums. So yeah, like, people can probably design clothes to fit you or your body type. It's just going to be more expensive. It's the same for me. For me, if I want to get jeans that fit me properly, I need to get like fit jeans or Freddy, or I need to get special jeans that are designed for women that lift, because we have small waists, big legs, big bums. So I can't just walk into H&M and get a pair of jeans. I can, but I'm going to have to buy a lot bigger, higher up in sizes, and then it's not going to fit on my... No. Then it's not going to fit on my waist properly, and it's just not going to look nice. So yeah, that's a sacrifice I have to make, is that I have to buy certain types of material, or I have to buy clothes from certain, especially jeans, I have to buy them from certain places, because they don't fit me otherwise, because of my body type.
Clothes are not made for mannequins. If you need your subject to be a coat hanger, maybe you should stick to drawing. Because it seems to me like the human body might be a little bit too difficult for you. If the clothes you're...
She can't compare her human body to an average human body. Her human body is really abnormal. Let's see. I mean, she is a very, very big girl with very unusual proportions. So to design clothes to fit somebody like her, it's going to be really hard. You know? It's not going to be straightforward. So, what the fuck are you? Okay, I am healthy. Something's wrong.
Questions like this.
Works quickly. If you have dysphoria, why do you want to wear bikinis? Why do you wear the bikinis you wear? Questions like this. Okay, this is a long one. Let's get into it.
Very frustrating to me, because when cis men break gendered expectations, y'all will throw your fucking panties at them. But the second a trans person of any gender does the same thing, it's... Oh, I thought you meant...
Is she trans? She's not trans though, is she? Is she? She's identified... She's she, her, right? Model, artist, transsexual. But I'm so confused. What does she identify as? I thought she identifies as female. She's very feminine. No? I'm so confused. So she's born... No, Violet. So she's a born female that's transsexual, but still dresses as a woman. I'm so confused.
I thought you had dysphoria. Oh, why are you doing that? Oh, you must not really be trans. Like, shut up. For one thing, not everyone's dysphoria manifests in the same way. I never said I was a trans man, and yet all of you in my comments are expecting me to present and have the same exact transition goals as binary trans men.
So if she's not a trans man, What is she then? What is she, fluid or something?
Which I have never claimed to be. Furthermore, as a fat, pre-op, trans mask person,
I feel like so dumber. What's trans mask? Like, I'm really ignorant here, and I don't necessarily mean to be, but sometimes I'm identify as what you want, but I think some people do take it a bit far. Like, I understand that there is different genders and there's fluidity and all of that, but it gets very confusing to me. And maybe this is me just showing my age, it's possible, but it gets very confusing to me when you say you're trans, but you're not male or female. Like, what's trans mask? So you're masculine, but you wanna stay a woman and look feminine, but you're masculine? This is so confusing to me.
what do you expect me to wear at a pool? They do not make trunks in my size. Would it make you more comfortable if I wore an oversized t-shirt in the pool?
No, I agree with this. I do agree with her on this. It's like, even if she did, I'm still unsure about her, how she identifies. If she identifies as she, they, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, she still has female body parts. She has boobs, right? As long as she has boobs, she has to wear a bikini or a bathing suit. So yeah, I get that. I think you can understand what she's trying to say here. I understand that if you feel like you're a man, if you as a female, if you as a biological woman identify as a man, but you haven't had any operations for it, then maybe even if you want to dress as a man most of the time in something like a pool situation, of course, you're gonna have to wear a bit like a bikini. You can't not. So yeah, I get that. It's not so easy if you haven't had any operations done. But in general, to dress feminine, I think is a bit unusual, because she does dress feminine. This is where I'm getting confused. It's like, I understand the pool situation, but if you look through her Instagram here, she dresses feminine all the time. This is where I'm getting confused. So are you like masculine or feminine? What the frick is that? Is that sex toys? What the hell? How does that even work? And why is it on top of a cake? Is that supposed to go in your ass? I'm so confused by this toy. Anyway.
Like, I would prefer to be topless, but that's not allowed on TikTok or in public in most places. And respectfully, I do get dysphoria over my chest, but for me, in my life circumstances, and through the work that I have done over the course of my life to accept my fat body, it is more effective for me to use a coping skill like radical acceptance or looking at photos of cis men who have larger chests or any number of things than it.
I do like a good chest on a man. A good hairy chest on a man. Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm very, very glad that my boyfriend does have this. Hey, no. Big traps, big chests, hairy.
Is for me to cover up and do something that would elicit more shame for me emotionally. I also just want to point out something that I think is really interesting, which is that the things that I do that are deemed like feminine are seen as like very, very intentional. But the things that I do to masculinize myself are seen as like accidents. Like, nobody's out here being like, oh, Jordan has short hair and a mustache. Maybe those are things that Jordan did.
I was wondering about the mustache, if she did that on purpose or not, but it looks like she is. But then I just don't get behind, like, if you're trying to have a mustache, then why have the fake nails? And look, I get it. I suppose technically wear whatever you want. You can be who you want to be, but it's just, to me, I find it strange to identify as a certain gender that has certain attributes in terms of appearance and like how you dress and carry yourself, but then to be another gender, and then it gets really confusing to me. And this is probably me showing my age, and I'm fine with that, and I don't mean to disrespect anybody with it, but it does get confusing, guys. It really does get confusing sometimes.
To adjust their appearance to soothe some sort of dysphoria that they had. It's always like, Jordan wears nails, so Jordan not really trans, cause nails. As if y'all wouldn't go ape shit if Harry Styles went on stage wearing these nails. Why are cis men allowed to be gender non-conforming, but I, an out, open, trans, non-binary person, am not?
I mean, she kind of is right, I suppose. I kind of understand where she's coming from, to be fair. I do. I just find it very confusing.
No hate to this commenter. I think that they have a...
Isn't it morally okay though? Because once you get to 50 or 60, your joints can't take anymore, and they're gonna be short of a family member. To take care of you isn't fair. To take care of you, and it isn't fair on them when you could have just been responsible.
A lot of internalized ableism and fat phobia to work through. I just wanted to pull their comment because this sentiment was expressed quite a few times under my videos where I said that there is nothing morally or ethically wrong with being 600 pounds. Like I stated in those videos, health is not a measure of morality. So
I mean, there is something wrong with being 600 pounds. You are shortening your life, you're a burden on society, you're not able to contribute, you're sick. You're gonna be a burden on your friends and family. So like, you shouldn't wanna put yourself in a position where you're sick and you just can't function like a normal human being. Like, why would you want to be 600 pounds? I don't get it. It's like, it's very strange that you would wanna put yourself in that position.
So for using health to decide whether or not it's okay to look a certain way, you've already lost me. Because of that fact alone, these comments to me scream a lot more ableism than they do fat phobia. Because the fact of the matter is that any person at any size could become physically disabled at any point in their life.
True, but when you're a certain size, you are putting yourself out there. The chances of things going wrong or having health complications are a lot greater. It's like, yeah, it's like anybody can get lung cancer, but if you smoke a lot of cigarettes, you're more likely to get it. You're more likely to get it, and probably more likely to get it quickly. It doesn't mean that not anybody can get it. It's like, yeah, anybody can get it, but your chances of getting it are much greater.
And the idea that that is inherently morally wrong because someone else will have to be your caretaker is really fucked up in my opinion. For one thing, I cannot think of a scenario under which any individual would be truly forced to be the caretaker for someone who is disabled. Family members are not the only options for caretakers for people who need them. HHAs exist, nursing homes exist, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and who's paying for that though? I'm gonna guess it's not gonna come out of your pocket. If you're 600 pounds, that means that you probably would have been 300, 400, 500 pounds, which means that you probably have been not working or unlikely. I mean, technically, I suppose people can work from home a lot more nowadays. But the likelihood that those care homes are paid for by you is unlikely. I'm going to guess you're probably on some sort of government benefits.
There are also just a lot of assumptions that go into these comments with regards to why or how someone gets to be 600 pounds. And
now, obviously mental illness, right? For the most part. Like, people don't put themselves into a position where they're that heavy because they're happy with themselves or their life circumstances.
Depending on those factors, you as the commenter are deciding whether or not it is okay or whether or not it was in that person's control, and whether or not it was in that person's control dictates whether or not you believe that they deserve to exist, which is crazy to me. Like, if you don't want to be someone's caretaker, that's fine, but that's on you to set that boundary. You don't get to blame the disabled person for needing support. And you certainly don't get to judge the reasons why that person...
The thing is that you get to a certain stage in life where you are responsible for your health. It's the same with Amberlynn. Like, Amberlynn wants to have certain results, but at the same time, the thing is you get to a certain stage in life where you become responsible for your actions, and regardless of what you've been through, regardless of what trauma you have, you need to just kind of work through it and learn to adult beyond that and put that aside, but still also be a functional human being. And I get that's a lot easier said than done, certainly for many people, but you can't forever wallow in pity and be a victim, because it's like, I mean, you can obviously, but it's not going to get you anywhere. And I get that some people have been through some extremely traumatizing things, and it's not so easy to overcome. But at the same time, just letting yourself become 600 pounds is not going to fix it, is it? It's not going to make your situation better. All you can try and do is try and make the best of your life to the best of your abilities. By being 600 pounds, that's not doing that.
It is okay.
Love my ass off. LMAO, stop pushing the fat agenda on people. Kids are going to see this and think it's okay to be fat.
To be fat. It is beautiful to be fat.
That's an opinion. I personally disagree with it, but there you go.
Fatness is protective and soft.
You tell yourself that.
And comforting. Fatness doesn't have to be glorified or normalized because it is normal.
Unfortunately, yeah, she's right. It is becoming normal these days.
Not only is it normal, but it's natural. It exists in every single species.
It really isn't though. There is probably some obesity in some animals, but for the most part, the second even a dog is a few pounds overweight, they get a lot of health complications. So no, obesity is not natural at all, especially not in the animal kingdom.
Species of animal on this planet. You people conflate the fat agenda or whatever with this desire to be unhealthy or to neglect our health or to encourage other people to neglect their health. But that's a story that you made up in your mind. I'm just out here trying to make the world a safer place for fat people, healthy or not. Because shocking, health is not a prerequisite for safety. And it's really hard to be healthy when you're not getting equitable treatment under the healthcare system.
So I do think that sometimes some obese people don't get the right medical care, but the system is really overworked, and the reality is that the chances of you having problems related to oh, there she is. The chances that you have problems related to your obesity, your health. Yes. Yes. E. You want a cup? Come on then. Come on then. E. Come on. I don't know what I was saying.
Nick Jonas did not make all of his diabetes PSAs for y'all to be in my comments.
I bet he gonna get what she like.
Look how mottled her legs look. Tell me again that you're healthy. Tell me that your body doesn't ache. Tell me that looks comfy as hell. This is really kind of sad to see. You can just see the buildup of fluids. That must be so painful.
Hey, so what's your sign? Cause I like.
What's wild to me is that you all act as if that's not already the policy.
But honestly, wouldn't you be annoyed if someone was taking up half of your seat on a crowded flight?
If you don't fit in a seat, they don't let you board. You are legally required to buy a second seat. Only like 2 airlines even have a policy where they will refund you for that second necessary seat. And when you do buy 2 seats, like I did, there's
Good for her, at least she did.
systems aren't equipped to handle it. On my way back from my trip, both of my seats for 2 of my 3-legged trip were given away. So I had to take a 10-hour bus ride with my girlfriend to get to an airport that could get us on a plane.
Yeah, that's out of order. If she paid for a train, if she paid extra money for a flight and a seat, she should be getting that, and they shouldn't sell that seat to somebody else.
Because the airlines do not have policies in place beyond get 2 seats and be able to afford them yourself. Even though this is their fault for reducing seat size.
No, let's not talk about reducing seat size. You're too fat. If you can't fit in a normal seat, this is your problem. And granted, airplane seats are small, but no, she's not just a little big. She is really fucking huge. Enormous. Hello. I'm surprised she even fits in 2 seats only. I'm surprised she doesn't need 3 seats, to be honest. But anyway, besides that point, we'll check back in on her at some point, I reckon. But this is going to be the video for now, so I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It helps me out enormously. Check out my vlog channel if you haven't already. Let's insert a chair and an airplane emoji if you've made it this far. No, a peach, a chair, and an airplane emoji. comment, like, subscribe. Dislike the video if you disliked it, let me know down below why, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.